If you've been craving salmon like I've been craving salmon lately, well, stay tuned and I have some wines that'll go great with salmon. Welcome to this week's episode. We're going to talk about some wines that go really well with salmon, especially if it's pan-seared or baked or broiled. And when I think of salmon, I always think of Pinot Noirs. So we're going to look at 2 Pinot Noirs and then a third option that's pretty special, a little different, and we're going to have to go to Germany to find out what it is. So let's take a look at our wines for salmon. So our first wine of our Pinot Noirs is from California, up in Mendocino, and it's called Angeline, and I found this at Total Wine and More. Very affordable, only around, say, the $15 range, and it's just excellent. It's the body is fairly light, and it has some light acidity, which is good, but you're going to notice when you pour the wine into your glass, these beautiful black cherry aromas. When you taste it, you'll probably get a little bit of cranberries and red raspberries. Very sort of typical Pinot Noir notes. And I guess whenever I'm craving salmon, I just always go to Pinot Noirs. They're very food-friendly wines, and if you want something that's not too tannic, a Pinot Noir is a great option for you. And Courtney Benham is the winemaker, and he established Angeline back in 1990, and he does some great wines. He even has some wines under his own name. And there's another winery called Martin Ray, and I really like the wines he puts out under that label, especially their Chardonnay. So I'll probably put something in the description if you want to check out Martin Ray, another great option. So with my salmon, I'm definitely going to use the Angelina Reserve 2017. I think it's a very nice option. If you've never had Pinot Noir, this one from California is a nice one. It's not too heavy, not too fruit forward. It's just very pleasant, and that's his aim, to make excellent everyday value wines, and I think he really hits it on this one. For our second wine, now this is a little different. If you know you like Pinot Noirs, and I hope you do, this one from Argyle is a little bit more expensive. It's about, say, the $25 to $35 range. And, we like to sort of keep it $35 and under on our show. But this one is a special. It really is a reserve. The fruit notes are very pronounced, very strong on the cherry, very strong on the raspberry. And the body's going to be a little heavier than our Angeline. It's but not too heavy and not too tannic, but some firm tannins, so makes it really nice to have with our salmon. And the salmon I'm going to make tonight, I'm going to pan-sear it, and then I'm going to roast it in the oven. And that's very nice. But if you wanted to broil your salmon, or if you're lucky enough to be in a climate that you can grill the salmon, excellent. And even on a cedar plank, if you're that lucky, you can go outside and do a cedar plank salmon with the Argyle. It will definitely hold up to it. So an excellent, silky smooth, both of these wines have very silky smoothness to them. And the Argyle is known for making very silky smooth Pinot Noirs from the Willamette Valley up in Oregon. And, the Oregon Pinot Noirs, it's very important that you kind of know a little bit more about what you like with those, because they do tend to be very different from one another. But the Argyle Reserve Willamette Valley is a very nice Pinot Noir for you to try if you haven't tried an Oregon Pinot Noir before. Excellent choice. In fact, it's sturdy enough, I think you could even have it with duck or even lamb. So there may be some more options for you if you weren't craving salmon. Well, I mentioned that there's another wine that we might have to go to Germany to find. And I picked this Dornfelder from Germany. It's in the Pfalz region because I thought, well, if you like Pinot Noirs and you like the Beaujolais that we've been sharing on our channel, Beaujolais Nouveau or the Cru Beaujolais or the Beaujolais Viages, I think you might like this one. You'll notice as soon as you pour it into the glass, it's just this dark color, and it has very strong floral aromas of violet, and then you'll notice some dark cherry and blackberry and raspberry. It's just really, really a beautiful wine and very affordable. I found this at Total Wine, and you probably will have to go to a special wine retailer to find a German red wine. They don't really get exported too often. But guess what? This Dornfelder is actually the second most widely planted grape in Germany. And you may have wondered, well, is there also a Pinot Noir from Germany? Maybe you've heard that they do have those. And guess what? They do. They don't make a lot of them, but the name of that grape is the Spätburgunder, and that's the Pinot Noir that's grown in Germany. So I think this is a nice little gem if you can find it and you want to try something that's very different. And why not? It's the new year, and hopefully you saw our episode on try something new for the new year. So this is a great German wine, and not only does it go with salmon, but it actually has enough of a body to it that you could have it with pork. You could even have it with roast beef, to tell you the truth, or even a stew. So it's probably a little bit more full-bodied than our Angeline and maybe a little closer to the Argyle. It's affordable, and what a great opportunity to try something that you've maybe never tried. A Dornfelder from Germany. Well, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode, all on some great wines to serve with salmon. And of course, we looked at a very unusual wine that was a good exploration for you, going to Germany and looking for a Dornfelder. And it's interesting that this grape didn't even exist until 1956. So it's just another great reason, I think, for you to give it a try. And then remember that these Pinot Noirs come from really cool climates. So that's why you're going to notice that there's some acidity, and they're not going to be that full, rich like a Zinfandel or a Cabernet, but they're still red wines. But that's why I'd like you to try really all of these wines if you can. Well, thank you again for joining me, and thank you for being such loyal subscribers. And please remember to let your friends and family and coworkers know maybe how to subscribe on YouTube. It's not always that intuitive on how you actually subscribe to my channel. Well, all this talk about salmon and Pinot Noir and Dornfelder from Germany is making me thirsty. Well, until next time, everyone, cheers.